Sunday, 23rd of August 2015. Paper highlights. First, let's look at the paper highlights from the Sunday Observer. National government from tomorrow. UNF SLFP to function as a united front for 2 years to work on 9 identified areas. 50 UPFA members to join new administration. The proposed consensus government between the United National Front for Good Governance and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will be formalized with over 70 members being sworn in tomorrow. The new consensus government, the first of its kind in Sri Lanka, is likely to enjoy an absolute majority with over 50 out of 95 parliamentarians representing the United People's Freedom Alliance expected to be included in the new administration. Another highlight from Sunday Observer. 8th Parliament to convene on September 1st. The 8th Parliament of Sri Lanka will convene on September 1st under the new national government formed by the UNP-led United National Front for Good Governance and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The main business of the new parliament during its inaugural session will be appoint a speaker, deputy speaker and deputy chairman of committees for the House. The presidential proclamation convening the inaugural session of the parliament has already been issued by President Maithripala Sirisena, top parliamentary sources said yesterday. The new parliament will include many new faces from both major political parties, the UNF and the UPFA. Over 60 former parliamentarians who contested the August 17th general election failed to enter parliament. Another highlight from Sunday Observer. SLFP rift widens. The decision taken by the Central Committee members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party on Friday to sign a memorandum of understanding with the UNP-led United National Front for Good Governance has caused further divisions within an already split party, broadening the rift within. Top party sources said. Sources said SLFP stalwarts have vehemently opposed the move as one that goes against the people's mandate given to the SLFP-led UPFA coalition at Monday's polls. However, the group supportive of President Maithripala Sirisena has endorsed the decision taken to form a national government with the UNF for a stipulated time frame and to accept ministerial portfolios of the new government. More highlights from Sunday Observer. Nothing to hide. All main party candidates declare assets and liabilities. The civil society-driven campaign as a declaration by all candidates emerged a clear winner at Monday's parliamentary election, with almost all the candidates of the main political parties submitting their assets and liabilities declaration well before the August 5 deadline. It was a successful campaign, Additional Commissioner of Elections M.M. Mohammed told the Sunday Observer, but pointed out that about 20% of the candidates, all from independent groups, didn't fall in line. Some have not declared assets for the simple reason that they had very little to declare. Another highlight from Sunday Observer. Defeated candidates demand recount. Elections Department says no provisions. Several candidates defeated at the August 17th polls have urged the Department of Elections to conduct urgent recounts of the preferential votes they polled, top sources from the department said. However, Deputy Elections Commissioner M.M. Mohammed said the Elections Department was not equipped with the necessary powers to conduct a recount, despite the number of requests for a recount of preferences. Another highlight from the Sunday Observer. Arrest of top politicians, government officials imminent. The Financial Crime Investigations Division is tipped to arrest several politicians and top government officials in the next few days for alleged financial frauds, top government sources told the Sunday Observer. The FCID, on the request of the Commissioner of Elections, temporarily halted its process of summoning politicians who were candidates at the August 17th parliamentary election to record statements as it would have proved disadvantageous in the run-up to an election. Now let's move to the paper highlights from Ceylon today. UNP SLFP disagreements over cabinet. President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe have commenced direct talks following disagreements between the United National Party and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party over the allocation of cabinet portfolios, informed sources revealed yesterday. According to the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, a national government could appoint 45 cabinet ministers with the approval of Parliament. However, constitutional experts have pointed out that up to 30 MPs can be sworn in as cabinet ministers without parliamentary approval. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Champiko tried to undercut Ratana Thera, wanted Nishantha Sri Warnasinghe in the UNP national list. General Secretary of the Jatikhala Urumaya, Champiko Ranawaka, has tried to undercut Athurali Ratana Thera by attempting to get Nishantha Sri Warnasinghe to parliament through the UNP national list. But UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe has rejected Ranawaka's repeated requests. Political sources confirmed that Wickramasinghe had told Ranawaka he would not entertain losers in the national list and that agreements reached between the UNP and the JHU prior to the election could not be altered after the elections. Warnasinghe contested the parliamentary election from the UNP in the Kaluthara district and was defeated. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Sobhita Terror slams UPFA national list appointments. Losers brought through the back door. Leader of the National Movement for Social Justice, Venerable Madhuluwave Sobhita Terror, strongly criticized the appointment of defeated candidates of the United People's Freedom Alliance to Parliament through the national list. It's wrong to appoint defeated candidates to Parliament through the national list. This is allowed due to the shortcomings in our constitution. We need a new constitution without such shortcomings and we must do away with the preferential voting system, he urged. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Clashes in Kathankudi over Hizbullah's nationalist slot. A clash between two groups had taken place in Batticaloa on Friday night as a result of MLAM Hizbullah being appointed to the national list of the United People's Freedom Alliance. Now let's move to the paper highlights from the Sunday Times. Power struggle within SLFP UPFA, split on the cards. Supporters of ex-president may form new alliance with other parties, but president warns of tough action against defectors. Party leaders meet today to decide on fate of alliance. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party faces an inevitable split with a section set to support former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and sit as an opposition group in parliament, while the United People's Freedom Alliance will take a decision today whether the alliance should continue or function as a separate group, the Sunday Times learns. This is while some 20 SLFP MPs will accept portfolios plus an equal number will support a national government. They include Nima Silpal De Silva, Susil Premajayanta, Anura Priyadarshana Yappa, Sara Tamunugama, Ranjit Siambala Pitia, AHM Fauzi, Dr. Sudarshini Fernanda Pulle and Dilan Pereira. The faction in support of Rajapaksa said to number more than 50 MPs met for the first time at the official residence of the Western Province former Chief Minister Prasanna Ranatunga last Wednesday. Among those backing Mr. Rajapaksa are Dala Salahaperuma, Kumar Welgama, Pavitra Wanyarachi and TB Ekanayaka. Another highlight from the Sunday Times. SLFP to decide on opposition leader. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party will decide on who should be the opposition leader in parliament, a senior member said yesterday. The SLFP senior vice president John Seniviratne told the Sunday Times that he had handed over a report with recommendations to President Maithripala Sirisena in his capacity as party leader. Mr. Sirisena took full control of the SLFP and the UPFA after the elections last Monday. Mr. Seniviratne heads an SLFP committee which has been asked to consult the UPFA executive committee and decide on a nominee for the opposition leader's post. Another highlight from the Sunday Times. Racket deepens. Italy suspends job visas for Lankans. The Italian embassy has put on hold job visas for Sri Lankans after it was revealed that applicants had been selected in questionable circumstances where large sums of money are alleged to have changed hands, officials said. More highlights from the Sunday Times. 5,17,123 votes rejected. 3.3 million no-show. More than 500,000 votes were rejected at Monday's parliamentary elections, mainly due to the lack of awareness among voters on the complicated voting process and a large number of candidates, most of whom were from independent groups, an official said. He said 5,17,123 or 4.42% of the votes cast were rejected. In addition, 3.3 million voters of the registered 15 million didn't cast their votes. Thereby, a total of 3.8 million voters or 25% of voters were not involved in electing members to the parliament. Another highlight from the Sunday Times. Biswal here on Tuesday ahead of UNHRC probe report. The US State Department's senior-most official handling the Sri Lanka desk will arrive in Colombo on Tuesday on an overnight visit for meetings with Sri Lankan leaders. Nisha Biswal, Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs, will meet Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira first on Tuesday morning and Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe thereafter, followed by calling on President Maithripala Sirisena. Mr. Samaravira is expected to be reappointed Foreign Minister in time for the Biswal visit. We brought you the paper highlights from today's newspapers and we will bring you more tomorrow. Have a nice day.